Nintendo 64 FunTime.
Uh-oh. You know what that sound means. That means we're playing the Sega Dreamcast. You want to know what game we're playing today? I'm in the mood for some fishing, so we're going to play some Sega Bass Fishing for the Dreamcast. Probably my favorite fishing game. Why am I going to the Dreamcast? Because all of the 64 games that involves fishing sucked. Want to know what the best fishing game for the Nintendo 64 was? The fishing segment that was actually in Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda. That was actually my favorite fishing. All the other games, Bassmaster 2000 and there was a few other ones, they absolutely sucked. So let's boot up the Dreamcast, play some Sega Bass Fishing. Alright, here we go. Sega Bass Fishing for the Dreamcast. Let's see, when did this come out? 1999. So it was about a year or so after the Dreamcast came out. This, let's do arcade mode because it's the easiest. I like it. This was actually, like I said, an arcade game. Let's do the Lodge first. Before it came out for the Dreamcast had a ton of arcade ports. You know, Sega had their arcade systems, which actually was very, very close to what the Dreamcast is, so it was really easy as far as like hardware bringing games to the system. And I actually played this. You actually had like a you know, fishing reel and everything, and I remember it like actually would you know, tug, and you'd have to really kind of refine it, and it gave you the kind of a really cool arcade feeling of fishing. And what's great about this game is with the arcade mode, you can actually pop this in really easily and just play this game for a handful of minutes. There's 3 stages. We'll try to get through them all. There is a secret stage if you can complete them all. And I think you need like a certain weight per stage, so you want to get the bigger fish. I should have moved. I don't know why I didn't move. You're usually, after you catch a fish, move to find the fish. The best thing about this game is the fact that it is extremely arcadey, meaning it's really easy to catch fish. You know, there's nothing special that you have to do. You don't have to move your boat around an entire lake. You know, you can actually do these tournament modes, and it's just catching fish. And like I said, the reasons why the Nintendo 64 one sucked so bad is they tried to be way too realistic. And it's a video game, and you sit there and you're trying to catch fish, and you can't catch fish, and it's really frustrating. You're like, why am I even playing this game? You turn it off after 3 seconds. But this game, you can really just kind of pop in and enjoy and catch some fish and whatnot. Oh, dang it. Come on. I say that and I'm complaining about not catching fish, but now I'm actually not catching fish. Usually this game's not too bad. And you can switch lures and stuff too. There's a handful of lures that you can earn more the better you do. I'm not even going to pass this first stage on my first go around. Come on, stupid fish. You know, there's tension. You know, you actually using the trigger buttons to reel in. It's actually really comfortable to do that. And the joystick, obviously. The joystick is kind of nice. There's a dead area, but it hurts. Like, I've only played this game for 2 minutes, and my stupid finger hurts so bad. And you hardly use the joystick. Okay, and here's my other thing about just arcade games in general. So I just press start, the game's going to start back up. Just like I put in another quarter or another 50 cents or whatever. If you purchase a game, you know, I didn't buy this game new, but, you know, I probably spent like $2-3 on this game. But let's say you bought this game new and you paid $50 for this game, and, you know, you get 3 continues. So you don't even get to play all the levels. You know, you gotta try, and a lot of this is just chance, whether or not the fish will bite. Oh, it's a big one. Gotta watch your tension, gotta watch your tension, gotta watch your tension. Oh, this is a big one, guys. This is a big one. A big one. No! 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 Did you see how big that was? Ah, shoot. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to narrate. And I suck. It's a big one. I missed. Oh, I'm going to pay attention this time. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to pay attention to this ride. I'm not going to miss him. I'm not going to... Gentle. 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 Watch the tension. That's all I'm doing. I'm just watching the tension and tapping that trigger. Go, 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 go. No, no, no. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Look at that. Struggling to get it up. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So like I was saying about arcade style games, like arcade ports to systems, you know, if you're going to spend $50 on the game, you should be able to keep playing it like you're pumping in quarters, like at the arcade, you know. My problem is, like a lot of the SNES games or Sega games or whatever that were ports, or whatever, you'd only have a limited number of continues, and it's like, man, I'm playing the game, it's made to be a quarter muncher, you know, it's really mother effing hard to get through the game if you're not sitting there pumping in quarters. And there are games, like, I totally believe in difficulty of games, but if it's made to be a quarter muncher, have the ability to just plug in quarters like you have an unlimited amount of quarters. You know, there should be a difficulty where you, if you want to, you can ramp up the difficulty. Like, let's say Contra. The only way to get good at Contra is to keep playing it and to know the levels. The only way to know the levels is to do the 30 life code and kind of get through the game, you know, and then kind of figure it out that way. Oh, that's another big one. You know, and then have the ability, if you want to replay the game, to go back and do it with the 3 lives. You know, so if you're going to have an arcade style game, I really think there should be kind of a difficulty select. Me and my buddy were playing Golden Axe not that long ago, and we couldn't even get far in the game, and we were trying really hard. We kept playing it. It's going to be another big one. 7. Oh, nice. See, I totally just beat that level in one fish. I got a special lure. And we had to do the extra life code to even get through the game, and it's like we just wanted to beat the game. We just wanted to play a beat 'em up. The Nintendo or Super Nintendo version of the Turtles game, Turtles in Time, was very similar. You could do a 10 life code for that, and it, you know, it's beatable, and then you get good at it, and then you can, you know, replay it again with a few less lives and try to do better. So I don't know. That's my soapbox. If you're porting a arcade style game to a system, you should have unlimited continues just like you could in the arcade if you had a crap ton of quarters. I don't know. There you go. That's my opinion on arcade style games. Point being, this game does it right, makes it fun, and you can just keep going. Now there is a serious mode to this, but I never play it. I just play the arcade mode, and I play this game for 10-15 minutes and then I'm done. What am I at? 8 minutes, and I only got, this is the last stage, and then we got the bonus stage where you can catch a giant fish. So, you know, you play, you have your fun, you get out, and, you know, there's good replay value. Oh, big fish. Oh, no, little fish pit. So I actually really get into this game. I actually really like this game. The only other fishing game that is similar to this is the Sega Bass Fishing that's on the Nintendo Wii. Uses the motion controls, and in that, it's not just bass fishing. You can actually catch other styles of fish as well. It uses the motion controls, which I think is actually pretty fun for that game. But that's the only other fishing game that I can think of that's actually like really, really fun and like I want to play. Stupid fishing games that take it way too serious and the fish don't want to bite is just freaking lame. It gets boring. I don't want a boring game. I want a fun game. Alright, see? Press start. I can continue. Here we go. Let it load up. Sounds terrible back there, the Dreamcast loading, but I'm having fun because I can continue. Dreamcast was totally an underrated system. I know I said this before in that Crazy Taxi video, but it really was. There's so many fun games for this system. And the graphics look so good. I don't know. It stinks. I don't know why Sega pulled the plug on it. Because it's not like it wasn't selling well, really, compared to other things. But they didn't even give it a chance. Like, realistically, it was only out for like 3 years before they ditched it. You know, there are other systems that scraped on there for longer than that to see if they could turn a profit. I don't know. I feel like if Sega would have been able to maybe have a different controller instead of this controller, if they were able to have a second release of a controller that was a little bit more comfortable, a little more functional, you know, and just kept, you know, porting arcade games, I don't think it would have continued to do bad. I don't know. I could be wrong. Phantasy Star Online is a game that, you know, from my understanding, there are people who actually still play that game online through the Dreamcast. I think there's still private servers up. I don't know if that's true, but it might be. And that game's freaking almost 20 years old. So people wanted to play it. And from what I understand, in its heyday, Phantasy Star Online had a bajillion people playing it. So I don't think it was doing that bad. They just needed to cater to the audience that had the Dreamcast. I don't know. I just like Sega. I love Nintendo. I like everybody. Anybody who can make a good game, I like. I don't care who it is. Sega, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. I just like a good game. And if I'm ranting again, you want to know what I'm going to rant about? Games for systems not being for everything. There's no reason why a game maker doesn't want to make money. They should just put the game out for anything. Example being, I really wanted to play the new Monster Hunter game, but it's only in Japanese for the Switch, and they're not going to release it in English. Now, if you have a Japanese Switch account, which isn't that hard to do, you can play the game, but it's all in Japanese, and I can't play that game. You know, I won't be able to understand it. So that sucks that they're just not doing it. It's like American audiences would buy that. Why don't you just bring it out? It's not that hard. There's already a translation of it on the 3DS. Port it to the Switch. I don't know. And then another thing, the Secret of Mana series they released for the Switch. In Japanese, and they're not releasing it in the US translated version. And it's like that literally, Secret of Mana is in my top 5 favorite games of all time. And I think in this corner there's like a skeleton. Let's see if we can find him. Yeah, a suit of armor. So I can't play those games because they're only coming out in Japan, and I would love to play all 3 of those games on my Switch, play them portable and play the Secret of Mana games again, because I literally play through the one for SNES probably once a year, because I love it that much. Yeah, knock his helmet off. And there's a skull inside. Nice. I don't know. I can't find a fish. Usually there's fish here in this little spot, but I haven't even seen a fish yet. So, and then on top of that, they're actually doing an HD remake of The Secret of Mana, but they're only bringing it out for PlayStation 4 and the Vita. And it's like, why are you releasing the games on the Switch and then not doing the HD remaster? Like, I think it's just so stupid that certain countries, certain games, and certain whatever, you know, have to be out for specific systems. Don't they want to make money? And why not put it out for everything? People are going to buy it. I would buy it. There's a fish. I don't know. It's just dumb. There shouldn't be anything in this day and age that you can't get for any console. And I know there are some games that are graphically limited for the, you know, the Switch can't handle every game. Treasure and swords. There's a fish. There's a fish. Bite it. So, I don't know, that's my little soapbox. I just wish game makers and game publishers would be a little more friendly to the gaming community in general and just let everybody play the games. Like, I want to give them money, and I don't have the ability to. I'm not going to have every single system because I can't afford that. Well, you know, I probably could, but I'd get yelled at because I already spend too much on video games anyway. Alright, so you only get one shot to catch a fish. Well, you get multiple shots to catch a fish, but you can only catch one fish in this bonus stage, and they're always, like, massively huge. Yeah! Boom. Sega bass fishing for the Dreamcast. Look at that thing, look how big it is. Let's see what we got. So that's Sega bass fishing. I ranted a little bit during that episode, I apologize, but I have pet peeves during games. Class S Grandmaster. Boom. So I actually have a really fun time playing this game. I actually get really excited when I catch big fish like that. But thanks for sticking through my rants. You guys are awesome. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe I'll play some more Dreamcast, or hopefully I can get a Wiimote and I can play some more Wii games. But remember, always be gaming. Nintendo 64 FunTime.